What's up, guys? We over in Harlem today working. I'm by Ecuador. I don't know, Ecuador, Chicador, something like that. Avenue, even Ecuador, Chicador, I don't know. So we at Ecuador Avenue, West 142nd Street. So right now, today's a good day to be out here. We out here working. We busting it out. We working, making that money. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something about life. Life is good, feel me? I couldn't leave the Lord hanging. I had to do my I gotta do my little, you know how we do it. I gotta do my little hallelujah shanda, right? So I couldn't leave the Lord hanging just now. But let me tell you something. We on Eka Kama. I said Ecuador. The streets them are very, very. It's a word that you try to pronounce it. You can't. It's like a horrible word. So it's called Eka Kama or something. It's called Edge Comma D. Edge comma D. So it's Edge Comedy Avenue. So I gotta pronounce it right. So it's Edge comma D. Right. So it's ADGECOBE. So it's Edge comma E. Edge comedy. Edge comedy Avenue. And I'm on Edge Comedy Avenue, West 142nd Street. Got it right. All right. So we shot around here. So right here is the Harlem where, the Harlem Nations. And I'm going to say the Harlem Nations because it's called a Harlem Drop. So there we go, call the Harlem Nations, all right? Let's cross the street. I'm going to give you a little history about Harlem, real shit. So where I'm crossing the street, so down this block right there, down right here on this block right here, as you can see right down there, back in the 1795, Harlem was where George Washington, these buildings wasn't even here behind me. These buildings wasn't even here. Before these buildings used to be a train station. Used to be like a underground, where the land, they had the train tracks in the area in the middle of the street. So all these streets, the buildings pull up in the early 1990s and the 80s and 90s. These buildings, I think one of these buildings that my uncle from Panama grew up in Harlem. Actually, he grew up in one of those houses right there, right across the street right here. Yeah, right there. He grew up in one of them buildings right over there. So you know how it go. So let me go back to it. I'll tell you. My uncle from Panama grew up in that building right there in the 70s. This building in the middle was built up in the 70s. So back in the 70s, it was like a lot of activity in this area. So now now around this block right here, they changed it up. So now they put a cafe spot right across the street, right here on the corner. Years ago, they never used to have a cafe spot. This used to be this area right here. It used to be what do you call it? This area right here, that coffee shop, it used to be a storefront right there. And then the storefront, the guy that passed away, I knew the guy that used to own the store years ago. Cause every Sunday I used to go right by my uncle's house right here, and I used to he grew up in the 70s right here. I grew up my uncle grew up in the 70s right here. I used to go over here. We used to relax and everything like that. And my uncle used to make his papella. It's called papella y Santa y papella y Santa y Stalos. All right, exactly. I know my little Spanish, show me, because I'm half Panamanian. So, in the area where I'm passing right now, he grew up here in the early 70s. So behind me, I'm going to show, my Aunt Molly don't know the history of Harlem because I know Harlem. I'm going to tell you, I've been to Harlem. I worked in Harlem for 10 years. I tell you what the history is. So right over here, right there, right down the block right here, it used to be a lot of activity around this area before they changed it up. And now 2023, they changed up the area. So the area used to be a lot of gang related, Bloods, Crips, and all that stuff. Latinos and Latino Street, Latino, all those stuff used to be around this area. So now the area now is getting better now because a lot of people, they, come around the area. It's mostly, I'm not trying to be racist, it's mostly mixed. Blacks and light color skin live in the areas. So now this Harlem used to be like a lot of blacks live in Harlem, but now they have mixture people that live in the area now. So yeah, it's when I grew like on West 143rd is mostly Puerto Ricans. Mostly Puerto Ricans and African Americans. They lived in the area where you could see a lot of the new houses that's built up. Those houses that you see, the 2-family $1 million houses that are going for $1.6 million houses right around the corner right there. They're right around the corner right there. Let me tell you something. Those houses are going for $1.6 million. So the Puerto Ricans they come and they rent out the houses them, to make people from the countries that come here to make a better life. They don't like the life they're living back there, so they come to New York to make a better life. And I get that. A lot of people want to come here to make a better life. So right on 143rd, right behind me, that's the housing projects right here. Right up behind me. That's the housing projects right behind me. So I'm going to give you a little history because I like to come here. So now Ecuador Avenue cuts into Broad Hawks Avenue. So it have a little area, it cuts into that street area right there. So where we walking down the block right there, right? And you see the areas where you go at, and you see the areas where you walk and you work at. So right here is the Dominicana salon right there, if you want to get your hair done right there. And back in the areas, it used to be a quiet area where people used to, most likely years ago, you feel me? So it's people that used to come in an area where that you see a lot of these houses that were built. So as I'm walking, I'm gonna tilt my camera up to I'm on 143rd. Let me tilt my camera up real quick. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna tilt it. Hold on. Tilt it. Hold on. Tilt. So it's 143rd right here. Alright. Tell you how we rolling. The money right here. So let me tilt my shit up real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna tilt my shit up real quick. My fault. Hold on. And my tilt. Let me tilt that shit. Bang. I think I know. That's work. Right. So coming down the block right here, bro. Coming down that block right here. One of these buildings with a man is standing right there. This building was built up in the early 1900s. So right around this area, this is where the building's built up in 1900s. I'm not going to show the guy because the guy have his laundry thing. And I don't want to exclude it or whatever. So this building right behind me, that building was built up in the early 1900s, 1898, something like that. So the area is like lit, whatever. So let me pass this guy because I know I don't want to intrude. All right, so right here, this house behind me, this house was built up in the early 1795. And guess who built these houses up? Jews in the area. These houses were built by a Jewish company. All these houses right here, they're owned by Jewish companies. So it's like, right. So you see, Harlem is like up downtown, like over by Court Street area, like Court and Livingston area. Those houses behind me is like over by Court and Livingston area right here. So it's like really Court and Livingston right here. So all these from 33 going all the way down. So we're right here. All right. So we here in Harlem, and I just want to give you a little history about Harlem. And before I clock off for the night, because my shift's supposed to end around 7, and if I overdo it, I can still make extra cash. So other day I'm doing it. So right here. So these houses right behind me, I was gonna shoot my commercial in one of these houses right here. So I think it was True Love. I was gonna shoot True Love, and when I was gonna build up a studio and build up one of these complexes right here, and the studio right here. This one of these houses right here. So yeah. So this is it. We in Harlem. All right, we sign off right now. We sign off. All right. All right, let me sign off right now. All right. So see you on the next video.